and I have amazing people with me who will be introducing themselves shortly. Oscar, please introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, listeners. It's another Tuesday, and this is your lead show. My name is Oscar Adele. It promises to be an exciting package. Sit tight, don't touch the frequency as we go through the world of leadership and every other thing that the show has in place. Thank you.
All right, introduce yourself too.
Hi, listeners. My name is Onone Obazi Aqua. I'm a cybersecurity professional, and it's nice to be here on the show to discuss cybersecurity in leadership.
Hello, listeners. My name is Gift Afoto, and I am a cybersecurity analyst. It's nice to be here.
All right, welcome, 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 especially our guest. No welcome for Oscar because I have the right not to welcome him. All right, quickly, we'll be going to the topic for the day, which is cybersecurity in corporate leadership. All right, so my first question will go to Miss Onone. So please, can you give us a brief on cybersecurity?
Okay, thank you very much, Favour. Cybersecurity, simply put, is protection of systems and individuals online, basically digital safety.
All right. Do you have anything to add to it?
Okay, cybersecurity is a practice and it's a day to day life activity.
All right. So this is you lead show, and most of the things we talk about here is leadership. I will be talking about cybersecurity in the corporate space. Corporate space means maybe school, work, wherever we have data to protect, and how cybersecurity is important. So can you tell us the uses of cybersecurity or the importance of cybersecurity in the corporate space?
Okay, thank you very much for that. Um, I think one thing that people will be familiar with on how exactly cybersecurity would help them is how to stay safe from viruses. I think that's a common cybersecurity threat that everybody is aware of. And basically, if you're not even cyber aware, everybody knows about the virus. So with cybersecurity in corporate, it basically keeps you safe from such attacks. There are other attacks that corporate people are open to. You see them in terms of ransomware as well. Ransomware where a cyber attacker takes hold of important documents and then asks the offices or the organizations for money. So being cyber aware or having cyber security in place in an organization will keep them safe from such attacks. And then the list goes on and on and on. So yeah, those are just a few viruses, ransomware, and the rest.
All right. I don't know. I'm picking particular interest in ransomware. I think I'll go and. What do you think about learning how to? Not on the security end, anyways. All right. So, do you have anything to add to what she said?
Okay, what I would like to add is your work your work bestie is not your bestie. So when it comes to attacks like social engineering attacks, they tend to use your emotions against you. So your work bestie might say, "Oh, I've forgotten my password," or try to access something he doesn't have access to, trying to use you as bestie level. So your work bestie is not your bestie. You have to confirm that this person deserves this information.
All right. I think I want to listen to Onene talk about that. It's quite a lot. I feel this is the first time I'm having to
It's very
hear
popular.
about that.
Yeah, to hear about social engineering.
Yeah. Or maybe
Ha.
I've heard about it but do not know the term.
Well, actually, because that's something a lot of people are not aware of. There are so many attacks that have happened to people, but they don't know the particular name it is. And just to chip this in, there's there are lots of common attacks going on, and one of it will be typical, how would I put it, the Yahoo boys or something. And we would say in cybersecurity, we would say that lots of them make use of the social engineering attacks because it's a simple ideology where somebody who knows you or gets certain information from you can use that to attack you. So it's like somebody knowing your date of birth, and then unknowingly to you, you're somebody who just says, okay, I want my password to be something I can remember. So you just pick your date of birth and make that your password. And there's someone who doesn't know you before, but then from a little conversation that they've had, and then they now realize that you're somebody who doesn't like stress, that would typically be one of their ideas for your password.
Yeah.
Yeah, and imagine if they're like, okay, I want to guess Favor's password, and Favor looks like someone that doesn't like stress. And she said that she was born on 24th October 2000. And then you're like, okay, I can just use 24th October, and then boom, they've guessed your password. So all those little things, and it could go as far as your home address or your phone number. Phone number is a lot, where maybe somebody will just use the last 6 digits of their phone number as their password to make it easier for them to
Okay.
remember. They don't know that it's one of the things that cyber attackers will typically guess first, those personal information used, right? And then it also goes, social engineering goes further into trust, goes further into maybe greed, extorting the human emotion. So it may not be about your personal information precisely, but if they know what exactly gets to you, they could send a phishing email as well. And then they know that, okay, extracting fear, maybe imputing fear in you, could be a typical way of attacking you. So they could send you a phishing email where they're telling you, oh, did you want to reset your password on your GT bank account? And then you're like, what's going on? I didn't actually make any request of any kind. And then boom, you click on the link saying that, okay, you want to stop resetting your password because you're not the one who initiated it in the first place. Unknowingly to you, that link telling you that you should click on it if you did not make the request is what actually has the attack in it. And then you click on it, and then you're now a victim of maybe a virus or whatever malware is embedded in it.
So this is like the name phishing email. I think is very. Sorry. I feel it's very fishy. Like it's
As
hard
the
to
name implies,
detect
yes.
because sometimes,
Yes.
honestly, your bank is sending you emails like that.
Really.
So, as a cybersecurity expert, how can corporate spaces and also individuals keep themselves safe from stuff like this? Especially knowing that other times people could, the bank, it might be genuine. So, how do
Mm.
you differentiate the ones that are not genuine from genuine ones?
Okay, so one of the ways you could identify a phishing attack or a phishing email, which is very common in corporates, would be spelling, right? But then we see the use of AI, where maybe things like Grammarly are making all those attacks more sophisticated.
Yes.
But then you would now want to look deeper, so you have to now analyze the link. There's a tool called Virus Total. Many individuals don't know about it, but it's one particularly for me. When I'm doing cybersecurity awareness, I make people know about it because it's a free tool that anybody can use. Basically, you just take the link that looks suspicious or feels suspicious and then analyze it on Virus Total. It's completely free. So maybe it's a link, maybe it's a document. You can analyze it there. They have a list of cybersecurity vendors and organizations that analyze those links and make you know whether or not they're suspicious. So that's a typical way you can stay safe from phishing emails, whether or not they're using the best English or whatnot. Yeah, so that's it.
So you talked about uh, phishing emails.
Emails.
Yeah.
You talked about virus total. Now, now we let me ask this question: what does it take to be a cybersecurity expert?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. So it's basically the same steps for every other field.
Okay.
You have to first of all maybe take that online course, apply for that cybersecurity school, or easily join our upcoming cybersecurity awareness event coming up next week, Thursday on 24th of October. Yeah, so that's one way. We're going to be talking about a lot of ways people can break into cybersecurity while also talking about how you can stay safe
Yeah.
online. Yeah. So we're also going to talk about lots of things. So it's not just ransomware, virus, or phishing.
Yeah.
There's lots.
Of course, you cannot discuss everything in 1 hour.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's why if you want to know more,
Mm.
right, you should be in that event. Yeah.
All right. So can you briefly share? I would love to hear your journey so far from you and your teammates. Just brief. You don't have to share too.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. So my journey was not too hard. That's what I'm just going to say because I was fortunate enough to know about a program, Cyber Girls Fellowship Program.
Mm.
Yeah, and hopefully some of my cyber girls are listening to me because I invited them to listen to this as well.
All right.
Yeah, so that's how I started my cybersecurity journey. Yeah, it's a program for girls in cybersecurity. Yeah, and it's free. So any girl who wants to join cybersecurity or wants to venture in cybersecurity can check it out.
A funny time to be a man. All right.
Okay, there's no cybersecurity for boys.
Yeah.
It's not like that actually. It's not like
How
that.
is
I
it? How is
mean-
it? How is it?
Well, if you're looking for ways they can do, whether you're a man, you're a woman, you're a baby, right?
Yeah.
We're bringing Cloud Mavin Cyber Academy to Calabar.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a cybersecurity academy. Anybody can join. Yeah, we're bringing it, and that event to also talk about how you can be there. It's very easy for you to join. Basically, we have the academy, we have the community. So anybody looking for how they can begin in cybersecurity definitely should be in that event because it's going to be valuable there.
Now, when we talk about cybersecurity, are we talking about those who have the knowledge of how to organize data, how to analyze data, or we're talking about people who don't have experience at all, who are just okay conversant possibly with their smartphones and their laptop, or is there any experience you need to have before you can go into cybersecurity?
Okay, so I would say that cybersecurity awareness, staying safe online is for everybody.
Okay.
But now, if you're talking about it in the context of being a cybersecurity professional or how somebody can actually venture and be a professional in the field, well, I would say that there are actually people who it has not been possible for people without any prior experience in tech to join cybersecurity, but it's a whole lot easier for you if you have experience in tech.
Okay.
But basically, it's for everybody. Anybody can join. It's not a field that's impossible to venture into and succeed.
Okay, so I would also love to add to what Onone said. Even the people that have prior knowledge started from somewhere.
Yes.
So if it is what you want to do, go for it.
Yes.
So whatever it
Very
takes,
nice.
building from scratch, building from top, building from midway. I think I've been friends with Onene for way back, more than
Yeah.
more than 10 years.
Yeah, actually.
Bragging right.
I'd like to add to that. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so for my story, I'm a microbiologist.
Okay.
Beautiful.
My profession.
Nothing. Yes, I recently graduated.
Okay.
Nothing close to cybersecurity. All it takes is great. Just follow the steps necessary.
Yeah.
Get a mentor if possible, so you can.
Cloud
proceed from
Mavins,
there.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, like Cloud Mavin.
All right. It's been an amazing time so far. And I feel one of the reasons why people are open to cyber attacks is their carelessness as to getting informed. So a lot of people feel it's just fine to be where they are. It's not, I mean, how much do I have that Yahoo boys are looking for?
For real.
Yeah. But I feel you don't even know what your next big move will be. And I feel if you're not properly secured from scratch, you might build so much and then someone just, by one mistake that you could have avoided earlier, pushes you off and you start crying at that, I mean, even when you talked about social engineering, I can remember a message, some links I see when I'm online saying, this app tried to do this, block. And I'm like, okay, anything that wants to happen, let it happen, because I didn't engage anything and all of that. So, Oscar, do you have a question?
Yes, we are talking about cybersecurity in corporate leadership. So now, how can leaders balance security with employee confidence when we talk about cybersecurity in corporate leadership? How can leaders balance that security with employees confident. Like, okay, we know we are working here. We know we have confidence in this organization to manage our data, and the people we are serving, their data is properly managed. How can this be managed?
Okay, so again, one of the simplest ways corporates can go about this is making sure that their employees are actually cyber aware. So hosting cybersecurity awareness sessions for every employee to the least, because there's also something called physical security in cybersecurity, because there are things like insider threats and all that. So making sure that everybody, whoever they are, as far as they're working in your organization, they're cyber aware is good. Then also, if your company can, or it's something that every company should actually have, adopt cybersecurity and have cybersecurity professionals put in place in your organization. Yeah, it doesn't have to, maybe you're not going to be able to afford a cybersecurity professional, yeah, right? Well, maybe once in a while host pen testing sessions, right?
How expensive is a cybersecurity profession?
I think it depends on how much you want to pay the cybersecurity professional because but cybersecurity professional should, it's a field where it's a lucrative field.
Okay.
It's something that every organization should consider paying the professionals well.
Now you're
Because
talking money.
I'm not talking money.
You're not supposed to talk money.
I was talking money, but I'm actually standing for my people.
Yeah.
When you think about because when you think about how much you pay a professional and then
How much you risk?
How much risk exactly, and how much your organization stands to lose if they don't pay the professionals the proper amount that they're supposed to pay them. Yes.
You know, like sometimes in keeping stuffs you lose more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, that's a thing that some leaders don't think about, right? Some of them feel like, oh, they're actually going to be able to protect their organization. But then when you now weigh it, the advantages of having a cybersecurity professional and paying them would do your company a whole lot. Not just in terms of finance, but in terms of reputation for you and your clients as well.
Okay, now when we talk about when we talk about cybersecurity and corporate leadership, now let me put the question this way: do you have a regulative agency that regulates your profession in Nigeria? Let's say, like in Nigeria, there's an association or an agency that regulates. And what are the steps, or what are these agencies doing? Because in every 12 there must be a Judas. Let me use biblical terms now. In every 12 there must be a Judas. So some whom are claiming to be cybersecurity experts might equally be doing the unthinkable with such, while you are paid to protect the data of an organization, you might as well at a point sell out that data.
Okay.
So what are the regulative actions that has taken place, or what can you say that these are the do's and the don'ts, and if you do this you'll be sanctioned this way, if you don't do this you'll be sanctioned this way?
Okay, so basically for when you're employed, I think that's one thing that leaders, if they consider cybersecurity professionals in their office, should have at the back of their mind. So that's why it's very important that you as a corporate should have all those legislations and rules set up. But besides that, cybersecurity professionals also have the rules and regulations that they must follow as cybersecurity professionals. But I think for every employee, they always sign a document or whatnot.
Yeah, true.
Right.
I think
Yeah,
I
no
did
doubt
that
about
at some point.
Right. So if you're having a cybersecurity professional in your office, right, they should also sign all those things. So you should have a sanction for them in your organization.
I mean, it's
Okay,
part of the
exactly. So if
security.
they breach something like this, then you bring up.
Let me put it this way. For instance, you employ someone, a cybersecurity expert, in your company, and the cybersecurity expert is no longer working with your company, but he has access to your data. That, let's say you signed a contract of 6 years, and that 6 years has elapsed. The person is no longer obligated to the company, but maybe let's say 2 or 3 years later, you find out that your data was sold, or
I'm worried that you're thinking this far.
no. Of course, while we are hoping for the
I'm
best.
worried at the frequency, the ideas that come in. Like,
While we are hoping for the best, we equally expect the worst.
Yes.
So while the contract has elapsed, now the person is no longer working with you, and your data is either stolen or your data has issue. And how can you trace it back to this person, and how can this person be sanctioned?
Okay. So um that still boils down to cybersecurity awareness.
Mm.
Now, corporate leaders don't think. Many of them would think the way he's thinking. Right?
True.
It's a good thing that he's thinking this way, but then there are
He has
many
taken
leaders
the awareness too
for real,
personal.
actually, and it's a good thing. This is actually cybersecurity awareness month.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a good thing you're thinking that way. There's so much cybersecurity awareness does for organizations. They would also discuss this, how you should make sure there is identity and access management in your organization, to make sure that only those people who are authorized to have some things have access to those things, and immediately they don't have access, they should be removed. Immediately they don't have authorization, they
Yeah,
should be
they
removed.
should be
Exactly.
removed.
Because for one, there are lots of people, there are lots of organizations that don't put this in mind. They would now realize 2 years later that somebody who is no longer working for the organization
Still have
still has
access
access
to-
to those, to certain resources and data. And that's actually one of the things cybersecurity awareness does. In times like that, if your contract did not cover that, whatever happens now basically is your fault as a corporate leader,
Right.
because you should have been aware of that. Exactly. So that's one of the things that cybersecurity awareness tells you about, that there should be identity and access management in your organization.
Okay, now let's use Nigeria as a case study. In your, let's say you're coming from Cloud Mavin Cyber Academy. I believe you sometimes you carry out surveys to know the level of awareness, maybe within your state or your environment. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate Nigeria's cybersecurity awareness?
3.5.
For somebody who does not have eyes everywhere, well, so I'm saying this out of the blue. Is that
Okay.
what you're asking?
Now you use those around you.
Okay. Those around me. Okay. How would I rate it? Those around me.
Who are not part of the Cloud Mavin Cyber
Okay.
Academy.
So now those around me, maybe my family, my
Yeah,
friends,
family, friends.
all those people. Okay, I would say maybe 7/10.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an A.
You know, another thing is, if you want to look at the mischief that goes on in Nigeria, if you are not smart, but I still feel we still have a long way to go with cybersecurity.
Actually.
So rating Nigeria, let's do a 4-5, 4 to 5/10.
That is good.
5 is too good, right?
Too
Because
good,
you
yes.
still have people
Yes.
lose money. I mean,
Yes.
financial security is even that hard.
Yeah.
Somebody sent you a text to send and you did.
Oh, no.
Follow this
When
You know,
you
this
say-
is part of it.
When you're talking about sending a code, you are even going too far. I'm talking about graduates, those who are educated, sharing links
Yes.
in WhatsApp platforms
Yes.
and
Tinubu gave 50,000
50K.
naira.
Yeah, you understand? That
Do
Tinubu
this
is
to
sharing
get 50 and
Davido is sharing
Yes.
50K. Now you
any small occasion like
you
this,
wonder.
you will not have peace of
Something
mind.
recently happened on X where someone in disguise of cybersecurity awareness fund said everybody should drop their
Drop their-
password.
And people
And
they
Yes,
People were dropping their passwords.
people drop their passwords.
so okay,
So
I
we can
mean
say 2/10.
1 minus. Can we read from
1
back?
over 10, it's fair enough.
Yes,
1/10
one
is fair
is
enough.
fair.
Because I feel if okay, let's even look at the professionals. How many people are into cybersecurity in Nigeria? Let's start from there.
The question is,
I've
are they
attended
prepared?
I've attended a couple cyber security events courtesy of Onaneya.
Thank you.
Right? So and I see the
Only you.
population. I mean I just did not have strength to follow through.
Is it that tedious?
It's
No,
not serious.
I
It's
had
not
other
serious.
stuff. I
Yeah.
was engaged with other stuff.
So
So-
now let's talk about getting into cybersecurity as young leaders. You know, we in this part of this planet, we so much love things when it's very formal. When you need to go to school and write SSC, and you go to JAM and write a JAM. So what course do you want to study in university? Say cybersecurity.
Medicine.
Now, so you now come here for aptitude test. You pass and you're given admission. Then you can fully boast. So what are you studying in school? I'm studying cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity.
Which university? And university of this, university of that. But if it's outside that, many people say, what are you studying? Or what are you doing? Say, I'm a cybersecurity. I say, which one be that one? Cybersecurity. So how can we encourage young ones to take these skills? Because cybersecurity is a sellable skills that all over the world
Yeah.
is selling right now. because data is oxygen, just
Yes.
like one of the network providers said, data is oxygen. We manage data, analyze data, use data for everything that we do these days. So we need this level of cybersecurity because majority of what we are studying in the school today are obsolete. They are no longer working. So many courses we are doing in school today are obsolete. So things like this, if only it's incorporated into the university system, it would have been good.
Yeah.
But since it hasn't yet been incorporated into the formal educational system in Nigeria, quote and unquote. So how do we encourage young ones to take this serious as something that can not just feed them, but can equally give them the opportunity to get a better paying job
And also make change.
and make change in the society.
Okay. So first off, I would like to say that there are actually universities in Nigeria that offer cybersecurity.
Yeah.
As a
Yeah,
course,
as a degree.
as a degree
As
program.
a degree program.
Yeah.
Yes, there's Air Force Institute of Technology. It's
Okay.
one of the best to study cybersecurity.
Which
Air Force Institute of Technology
Air Force?
in Kaduna, I think.
Nigeria Air Force.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then I think FUTMINA, Federal University of Mina,
Mina.
Technology of Mina. Yeah.
Mm.
So and then there's another one. I've really forgotten the name, but there's another one that actually welcomed one of the best female cybersecurity professionals in Nigeria. Yeah, and not just Nigeria but globally. So she's there as a lecturer to help them implement the cybersecurity syllabus better. So you can see that gradually Nigeria is adopting cybersecurity into universities. Yeah, but besides that, how exactly can we now encourage people to be a part of this? Well, I don't know how exactly, I don't know if my words would count for it, but I think that's one of the things this event, I'll still say the events will do, basically. Because when you come, you're going to see people in the panel session and speakers who have adopted cybersecurity as a profession and actually seeing results for themselves. Yeah, and that's one of the things I want to do particularly for Calabar, so that people can come and see that it's not going to be a waste of their time. When you put in the effort continuously, you're going to get the reward. It's a tech skill, but everybody knows how lucrative tech skills are, and cybersecurity is one of the fast growing
And easiest.
and yes, and one of the most
It's not
rewarding.
code, right?
It's not.
Doesn't
Yeah,
require-
it's
doesn't
not
require
not
coding.
all,
Not all the sites,
aspects.
right?
Yeah, require coding. Yes, but yes, it's fair enough. I will not say it's fair enough. It's rewarding when you keep going consistently. Yeah.
I think I can attest to the fact that 2 years ago, when this vision was still younger, it was not this clear. So anything that's given to time and practice actually grows. So, and another thing is, I think one of the times I attended an event from Cloud Mavin, we talked about passwords, how to. I think it was after that event I went and changed all my passwords because I was part of the people using phone numbers, date of birth. And the worst thing is that I had one password across all my stores. But I remember you saying you can't risk that. If someone gets access to one, I've
One,
gotten
they get
access
access
to
to
all.
everything.
So don't even there. So I would like you to throw more light on that.
Okay, so I'll just share some password safety tips, strong password tips. First off, your password has to be between the length of 8 to 16 characters. You have to think, oh god, how am I going to keep 8 to 16 characters? I'll talk about that later on. Another thing is, do not use personal information as your passwords. It's very easy for people to guess it. I've guessed a couple of passwords from my friends. I'll just say, give me your phone. They're like, you can try, just try. And I'm like, okay. And then I'll try a couple, maybe their phone numbers and date of birth, and it goes, it works, right? And then don't use dictionary words. Any clear English that can be found in the dictionary, do not use it because brute forcing tools can guess them. Yes, then use a combination of symbols, characters, letters,
Yeah.
combine it.
uppercase, lowercase.
Exactly. Combine all those things. And then for if you're someone who doesn't know how to keep passwords like me, because those passwords are many. Right. By the time you start thinking of
From a
different
cybersecurity
passwords, from
expert.
exactly.
Beautiful.
You can make use of password managers like Bitwarden, Dashlane. So those are password managers that you can use. Right, so you can consider that, oh, if at all you want to keep any password in your head, you can keep the password to your password manager, and it has to be very secure. Yes, those passwords have to be very secure as well.
All right. You have something to say, Oscar? No. All right. So we'll be taking a break shortly and we'll be right back. Don't touch the dial.
Okay.
Show, and we are glad to still have you with us. Once again, I am Favour Igwe, and I have amazing people with me who will be driving the conversation for the next 20 minutes. So I would leave the floor for Oscar to ask his questions.
All right. Welcome back, listeners. My question is, how long have you been in cybersecurity space?
Okay. So I've been in the industry for over 3 years.
Wow, three
Yes.
years. That's a good one.
Yes.
So, what do you think is one of the problem you faced with corporate leaders? What has been your most challenge with corporate leaders?
Okay, that's working with
Yeah, working with
people.
corporate leaders.
Almost personal.
Or let me put it this way: what do you think one of the misconception that corporate leaders have about cybersecurity?
Okay, that there are limited fields or skills in cybersecurity. That to explain further,
Mm.
most corporate leaders just know of hacking, and that's what we call as pen testing or ethical hacking in cybersecurity. So many of them don't know that there are lots of other fields in the industry, like GRC analysis that would allow organizations be aware of regulations and compliance they must follow to better secure their systems and organizations. Like there are little things you could do. You don't have to necessarily maybe have a penetration tester in your organization. You could just have a GRC analyst that makes sure that okay, these rules are followed, these compliances are being met for your industry, right? And then maybe you're an organization that has cloud resources, but you don't even know that there are cloud security professionals that can secure the organization. So you see that um, one of the things that corporates don't know about is the various fields in the industry that can help them. So that's when since their knowledge is only limited, their knowledge is limited to just certain parts of cybersecurity. They don't now see the need for cybersecurity because they don't know that there are professionals in the field that can actually help them stay safe online.
Yeah, I feel another thing is that some of them are not even aware of the problem. So how do they seek
Actually, yeah, for
solution?
real, yeah, that's true.
And then
So now let's talk about cybersecurity and AI.
Okay, okay.
AI is sweeping through
Yeah.
many many professions,
Yeah.
sweeping through many industries, and AI is promising so much.
Yes.
But what many people haven't considered is the effect, because what anything that has advantage
Yes.
must equally have a disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
So, what is the relationship of cybersecurity and AI like? What is it like?
Okay, so thank you very much for that question. So we would see lots of disadvantages that AI has brought in terms of cybersecurity or digital safety generally. Because you say, oh, maybe you turn on multi-factor authentication, there's the face recognition, but then there's AI that can replicate your face and all those things ahead. But since these things are there, cybersecurity professionals are now also diving into AI and looking for how to better secure people against AI threats, right? So there are now cybersecurity tools in AI that are made with AI that can identify AI.
let's fight it AI
Exactly,
to AI.
That
exactly.
means the best form of defense is attack.
Yes,
Hey.
exactly. I'll never lie. The best form of defense is attack. You
Yeah.
have to be prepared. You have to be aware.
When you're a
And
football lover.
yeah, and
you
then
know that.
if you now say, okay, how exactly can you now keep yourself informed about AI threats and how to stay safe against them? You now look at newsletters and organizations like AI Cyber Insights. They deal strictly on giving the top AI threats news and how you can stay safe. So maybe they could talk about a cybersecurity organization that was maybe hacked by a particular AI, and then how you can stay safe against such type of attacks.
Yeah, so
And then
they are organizations that we used to learn.
for actually
Sadly.
sadly. But then what AI Cyber Insights also does, that's founded by Confidence Stevely, right, is that they also help organizations stay safe against those AI attacks. So you don't have to wait to be an example in their newsletters. Okay, you can also adopt AI safety.
But if you are too smart to pay, you'll be smarter.
Actually,
You'll be smarter when the problem comes in.
actually,
Okay, like let's say Elon Musk just released
his robots.
a robot van, and you know what? So many drivers will be put off their job because if you are driving a driverless van and you don't have to pay a driver anymore, do you think that it will get to a point whereby AI can take over cybersecurity?
Ha.
Okay, so I would even love to start.
Okay, no problem. If you want, go ahead.
The whole drivable whatever, can it move at night?
Of course.
All right. You're very sure it does not need human input. The fact is that when you think you're the disadvantaged one, you would be disadvantaged. I always say it, AI is here to help and advance.
Right.
But for real, there are people that will be kicked off if you don't learn your onion.
Exactly.
But the thing is, grow with the trend. Don't get
Exactly.
threatened
That's
by
it.
the trend.
That's
If
it.
AI is the new thing, so how can I incorporate AI
Yes,
to give
yes,
my service to
yes,
get better?
exactly.
So the problem is your problem starts when you feel you are disadvantaged.
Exactly.
So the moment you're looking for what works rather than what does not work, you're 2 steps ahead.
Yes.
So if you concentrate on what AI does, pushing you off, and not how AI has come to help. I write, and sometimes I want to write, and I have a chit chat with my AI, and at the end of the day, I have an expanded knowledge on what I'm about to write, and gives me better perspective. And sometimes I finish writing and I send it to my AI. My AI is okay, do this, do this, do this. And the truth is that when I see AI write-ups, I know because
Yes.
it does not have touch of human.
Yes, it doesn't have.
Sometimes
has
it gives me back
set
my write-up and I'm like, was this what I gave you? Like it's there's a when in trying to polish up the English, you are losing touch of some of my expressions. Like when I say maybe
Yes.
a, and you now feel you know too much, you're
Yes.
now taking it off. So we always know. So that's how some writers felt they are going to go obsolete and all of that. But there are people that are now using it for. So even in cybersecurity, like she said, let's fight it AI to AI. So there are people that will be creating AI to help. So
Yes, exactly.
think of it.
Exactly.
How can you use
And
this thing? to help?
cybersecurity in AI, these AIs would need to know what exactly to do. And only cybersecurity professionals would know those things.
Yes.
So cybersecurity professionals will not have to create those AIs,
Mm.
right? And basically know what to put in place in it. Cybersecurity is not going anywhere anytime soon.
Mm.
It's not going anywhere anytime soon. Yes.
because we have more data to process and to
Exactly.
protect.
Thank
Yes.
you.
And as you even grow over time, there will be need for new discoveries. Like you said they need to, even if you are not a developer, you need to be able to draw the plan for a developer to work with. So this is another thing that happens with teams. So sometimes the cybersecurity guys are not working alone. You need to
Yes.
know there are a body of people. Just like in the corporate space, you don't just need cybersecurity to have a good organization. You need accountants. There are
IT,
so
legal.
many
finance,
things.
yes.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, now how do I explain to my 90-year-old grandma in the village what cybersecurity is all about?
Let me help you. Let me help you. Okay, I think I'm a very attentive student. I heard when she gave the explanation. So let me help your grandma. All right, so mommy, it is you see that your farm that used to put juju. I mean, juju is their form of protection sometimes. And also, okay, for prayerful ladies and grandmothers, you see when you pray to God, God, please let nobody go into my farm and steal. You see when you lock your door because you have things inside. Cybersecurity is knowing that I have data to protect. I kept some information. I kept your name. I kept your picture. I kept your marriage certificate. I kept that thing that your husband before he died gave us. I kept it somewhere, and it is in an online space. It is accessible to too many people that if I don't guard it, it's at a lot of risks. If grandma does not understand, then we use her language.
Are you sure Favour is not part of the academy?
No, actually, Favour, I think you're part of us. This time we joined, I did not know.
Oh, are you forgetting I worked for you once?
Actually, Favour, thank you for that.
Yeah.
So,
So
Right. From our discussion, we cannot overemphasize the importance of cybersecurity in today's world, and the awareness is not that deep as far as Nigeria is concerned, because I have a little knowledge about cybersecurity, that I need to protect my password, I need to protect my email and
tell
all
me your
the rest.
password. I'll not tell anybody.
I don't worry, I will tell you later. So I have that consciousness, but sometimes these guys they are always on their toe, devising new methods every day, coming up with something new that even when you think that you know it and a new one will come out and you will gladly click the links and join them without knowing that you are falling for it. So how do I stay on top my game even without being an expert?
okay, thank you for that. So, if one of the ways would basically be looking for how you can be more cyber aware by staying in touch with those news, right? Maybe joining even the cybersecurity community just so that you will be cyber aware, right? Another way to make it easier for you, maybe you don't have the time to be looking up all those threads and news and all that the heck, will be maybe having those cybersecurity tools in place, the ones that can go for you from your day-to-day activities. And the simplest one is an antivirus software. So you can make use of an antivirus software so that even if, let's say, you were not aware of it, clicking on that link, the antivirus software would make you know that, oh, see, this link is malicious. So let's say you forgot the thing I just told you to do, using virus total to scan on links or files or documents before you click on it or before you download it. You can have those antivirus softwares in your phones. So when you click on those links, when you want to take those documents, access those documents, the antivirus software will alert you. Another thing the antivirus software allows for you is that, let's say there's actually a malware or a malicious, so anything that's malicious on your phone, something that's dangerous on your phone, continuously scanning your phone with those antivirus softwares would help you, because they will tell you that, okay, there's a threat that has been spotted, and then you should just maybe delete it, or they'll recommend next steps for you to take. So that's basically one of the ways you can stay safe.
Okay, so there was this time, I don't know what I was looking for. I think when the whole craze of getting online skills and all of that, there was this link I innocently clicked, led me to Telegram. In my mind, I was chatting with the person that was going to teach me. The next thing I saw was I lost the account actually. Yeah, I've not been able to recover it till today. And the sweet thing is still today, I don't know what happened. I can't. So what she said is really important. It might be little things like I used that account when I was doing pre-degree. I did pre-degree, so there was a time where I needed to access my ID, and I was pained. Why? If not that, I remember stuffs when I'm more calm. So I just had to tell myself to keep calm, and then when I go home, I was now trying to remember, did I have a soft copy somewhere? Where did I save it? I now remembered I downloaded the soft copy and I kept it somewhere safe, and I was able to go and look for it, and I found it. So now on days like this, I would have felt really pained because there was no way I was going to get a new card, because my admission was from somewhere. I need to prove it was from somewhere to get a new regularized card. So you might even feel like the thing that is at risk is careless until it will choke you in a place that you cannot breathe. So your final words, we have just like 5 minutes left. So what's your final words to those out there?
Okay, so my final words to those out there on how, on basically digital safety would be, try to keep in touch with trends in cybersecurity. Stop and think before you click or take any action online. It's worth taking your time to think about something before going ahead to make a decision about it. Whether it's clicking that link, whether it's sending that BVN that your bank will never ask for,
Yeah,
right? And it's worth to just stop and think. Thinking helps you a lot. Take your time to scrutinize. And then any organization coming to tell you that they are this or that, they're asking you for money or that, it's always worth it to check and confirm. Always confirm, right? Think twice, and most importantly, zero trust.
Zero trust.
Zero trust.
Okay, do you have any other things to add to what she said?
Okay, yeah, I would say you should update your softwares, be it WhatsApp, Facebook, because outdated softwares are the ones that are prone to certain attacks. So always update. For Chrome, there's a new feature that automatically blocks any site that is like not good, malicious. Yes. So always update. Thank you.
All right.
Well, it's to our best interest that we are cybersecurity aware.
Yeah.
We all need to be aware of what we are doing online, what the links we are clicking, the quotes we are sending, that thing you want to share in that your class group, that click this link, send it to
Tables where we
5
dey
persons,
manage, you don't dey
and
break am.
you will be given 5K,
I'm yet to see who
Or
has
you
collected
win
that
that
5.
iPhone.
or you win that iPhone, and you end up losing the 2K that you're supposed to use to manage for the week. Please be very conscious of what you're clicking, what you are sending. If it's not verifiable,
Yes.
don't click.
All right.
Take your time and know everyone needs to be cyber security aware everywhere, not just corporate organizations but individuals.
All right. So thank you. You've been talking about the Cloud Mavin's Academy event. Can you give us details?
Okay, so very quickly, it's a cybersecurity awareness event that's going to talk about lots of ways you can stay safe online and how you can break into cybersecurity generally. It's happening 10 a.m. CS Conference Center here in the University of Calabar. It's open to everybody, students, employees, staff, whatever age you are. Even if you're 5 years old, you can understand English, you should be there.
Yeah, I'll be sending my younger
No
sister
problem.
there.
You can
Date.
come. She
And
can come.
it's hybrid.
24th October 2024. Next week, Thursday. It's hybrid. So even if you're in Lagos listening to us, you can always tune in.
Yeah.
Right. So, yes, that's it.
All right.
One can never be too careful when it comes to cybersecurity.
I'm too
Yeah.
careful, please. All right, it's been an amazing time out here with you guys. I am Favour Igwe, and with me,
Oscar Adele.
Onone Obazi Aqua.
Gift affordable.
thanks for listening and be our guest next week, same time, same station.